Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Ghost guns. They've been a popular thing of late, especially since the pandemic. Now they're putting regulations on ghost guns. I know y'all seen it. Keep it a C-note. What's your thoughts on it?
How do you regulate a ghost gun?
By getting the people that make the parts and accessories put a serial number on it. But, I mean, I don't know if that's really going to stop anything or curb anything. It's
You always got the black market.
I don't believe it's gonna last, because at the end of the day,
somebody wants a gun, they're going to get
America
a gun.
makes a lot of money off of weapons, so
right.
They're not just gonna let any average Joe, start making weapons and selling them.
And even with these ghost guns,
time out, Vito. Average Joes are making ghost guns. There are people that been making ghost guns and selling them legally, and they know about it. They've been making money off of for years. So to me, this is all a movie. This is all a movie that somehow during the pandemic with the mask era, this stuff made it to the hood all of a sudden.
And that's why they putting it in the media. So that's gonna be a reason why they're gonna shut that shit down as much as possible, even though you can't shut it down 100%.
Nah, here's the movie to it, because y'all not looking at the movie. The movie is they're gonna make the people register, put serial numbers on it. So now when they catch you with ghost guns, they can roof you. Because at one point in time, they didn't even know what to convict people or to sentence people with when they was getting locked up with them joints.
And see, that's what I don't understand, because you could have deaded this in the water with people using them ghost guns, that you would have made a heavy, if they would have passed the bill with something like a heavy hit if you get caught or you were caught using a ghost gun. But what I noticed is that one thing that industry that wasn't hurt by the ghost guns was the regular gun manufacturers. All these gun manufacturers over the last couple of years, even since COVID, have began skyrocket numbers.
Right.
They still getting their money. And like these ghost guns, a lot of these manufacturers, they make some of the best accessories and they make better parts for your gun. Do I want to see them go away? No. But I think if there's always the black market, there's always loopholes. If somebody wants something, they're gonna get.
Should it be serial numbers on the parts that they selling?
Yes.
Yes. What you say, John?
I mean, if you want to oblige by the rules, but I don't see what's necessary for it. I mean,
it is a necessity for it. That's why they're on there, because if you shoot a motherfucker, it could trace back to the motherfucker who shot you.
Right. So let me ask y'all this, right? Mm-hmm. On a scale of 1 to 10, everybody, what do you think it is, the percentage-wise, that once they start making people put serial numbers on these parts, that if you get caught with a ghost gun, the penalty is going to be way higher than if you get caught with a regular gun? What's your thoughts? Do you think on 1 to 10?
10. Once they start making them put serial numbers on, that shit goes away, because if you got to put serial numbers on a ghost gun and I'm responsible for somebody who's doing some shit, they're going to stop making that shit.
But a lot of these manufacturers, I mean,
I'm saying what about the people because everything, you're going to still be able to get the parts, black market. Yes. So what about the people that actually get, not saying they got serial number, they still have the original ghost guns with no serial number. That's what I'm saying. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you think?
So you talking about the person who gets caught with it, or the person?
No, the person that get caught with it.
Look,
they don't give a fuck.
And when they try to roof them, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to spit. They're going to.
What I'm asking you is a convicted.
Where they got it from?
Listen, a convicted felon. What I'm saying is, if he gets caught with a regular gun, stolen, scratched off, do you think that he's going to
know the difference, though, if it got serial numbers on it, too?
No, what I'm saying is, we all know people are still going to be able to get the parts that don't have serial numbers.
No, what I'm saying is,
those guys.
If somebody buys a ghost gun, right, and then he sells it, and he sells it, and then he sells it like 5 times down the line, the 5th person that get the joint don't know it's a ghost gun if it got serial numbers on it.
If it doesn't, what I'm saying.
If it
I'm talking about the people that still get caught with once these regulations go in effect, from 1 to 10, what do you think a person that gets a ghost gun and still get caught with one that don't have nothing on it, no serial numbers, do you think they're going to get penalized 10 times worse than a person that get caught with a regular gun?
I don't see why, because at the end of the day, it should fall under the same category.
Same food for violation.
It should fall under the same category, but being as though them Jones don't got serial numbers or nothing on it, I guarantee you, I'm almost at a 10 that they're gonna try to give you.
It should fall under the same category of a gun that has serial numbers. And say if you scrape the serial numbers off a gun, it should fall under that same category.
Right, I'm pretty sure it's not. That's why I think they're gonna start that regulation.
So let me ask you a question. So a person that doesn't have a permit to carry or whatever, they have a ghost gun or whatever, they shoot and they kill somebody, right? And the person who does they don't have a permit to carry and they have a gun with the serial number and he killed and did the same crime. So if he didn't have that serial number, do you think it should be a worse crime because there's not a serial number on it?
License. That's what makes it a worse crime.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. So in both scenarios, you don't have a license, but should the crime be worse because you're killing a dude with the unmarked gun, basically?
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't be, but I believe that's how they're gonna make it. Watch, I believe that's how they're gonna try to discourage people from carrying these ghost guns. But yeah, what's your thoughts on it, people? New regulations on ghost guns. How you feel about it? Keep the C note with us. Shout out to Drink Champs. You know what I mean? That's one of my favorite podcasts. I know y'all agree. Mm-hmm. They always ask a real question that a lot of people say bold for. They don't know how to answer.
The Joe, when they say, "Do you eat ass?"
Nah.
Dude,
what's wrong with Hollywood Vine? Where is Vito?
No, he asked that Joe and then every episode.
No. Respect or loyalty? Keep it a C note. Which one?
I'll take respect over loyalty.
Why you say that?
Because like you could be following a fool. I understand the loyalty aspect of it, and like you're supposed to be like y'all are like this. It's a bond. It's more than like I don't know. But if you have respect to me has some loyalty in it. But if you got respect wherever you go, I just think you'll be all right. But loyalty, I think sometimes, I don't know, like it could just steer you in the wrong direction if you're with a wrong crowd to me. But
I say loyalty.
Okay.
And I say loyalty because, for example, somebody could respect you, but if they know you got $100,000 in the crib, they're still running your crib.
Right.
They won't disrespect you in your face. But behind your back, they'll run your crib and go get that $100,000.
Right.
If a motherfucker who's loyal to you, your man, know you got $100,000 in the crib, he ain't not gonna run in the crib because that's your man. Because he's loyal to you. Because he want to see you win, and he know if you win, he win.
Right. Shout out to that, Vito. Let's have glasses. I actually agree with you. I don't know how people be saying both or they don't know or go hand in hand. I agree. Loyalty. If someone is loyal to you, 9 times out of 10, they're gonna respect you.
Just like all them dumbass Nazis that followed Hitler. No, they
can respect you, but not
and they
like
showed loyalty,
I agree with
but they was for a bad cause.
If they loyalty, they will respect you.
I just brought up just the Nazis or
you,
something like that. You're a military guy. You're still following all the orders. That don't mean that you're following out the right orders. Like that's why I would never serve.
Listen to what I'm saying. It goes back to what I'm saying. What Vito said, if somebody respects you, that doesn't mean that they won't do something bad. A billionaire respect another billionaire, but he still want to push you out the way from the gun bust. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if you got somebody that's loyal to you, they're going to cover both grounds to me because nobody that's loyal to you is ever going to disrespect you. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? A person could be, he could respect you and still stab you in the back.
There's a lot of dumbass killing going on.
Respect comes with loyalty, but loyalty don't come with respect.
Just look at it. But look, if you do anything in life, politicians, or you might respect the guy that's over top to you, but if you get any chance to push him out the way to get that spot, you're going to do it. But if you're loyal to him, you're not going to push him out the way. That's where anything. But if you're at a job.
I know a lot of people that ain't loyal to their own family, but I mean,
But just because you family don't mean
you got to be loyal to
You
them,
don't
right?
have to be loyal to your family. Just because we related don't mean we're gonna get along.
Listen, John, you at your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody at your job, they respect the heck out of you, but y'all both up for the same promotion. No matter how much they respect you, they're gonna throw you under the bus to get that promotion.
Then that's not respect. See, that's the difference. That doesn't fall into this.
In your face, they will respect you, but behind
they'll
your back,
backdoor you.
See, now we're just making that's not respect.
Because loyalty behind your back, they won't throw you under the bus. They be like, "Oh, John, he's good. We gonna fight it out."
Right.
No.
Right. That's that. I'm saying what I'm just saying is
y'all made some hypotheticals.
No, if you go with any situation, just because
just like some of these old heads out here, like you got a dumbass dickhead boy. That, like, let's say your head boy got killed off, and then you got your next man in line. That's a pure fucking dickhead. That's going to get y'all all killed, right? Instead of I don't know. It's just like sometimes blind loyalty to me sometimes. Like, I don't know.
Loyalty can be a fault, but it's a fault because if you're blindly loyal to me, you're gonna pretty much do anything I say.
I respect my job.
Respect,
I ain't loyal to them.
You're not gonna do anything I say. You're gonna do crazy dumb shit. Get both of us in some bullshit.
Right. I just think more so loyalty covers both grounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anybody that's loyal to you, if your chick loyal to you, she gonna be respectful enough to go out and not do nothing.
See, now you're making it go hand in hand.
But respect, listen.
Because you put respect in it, but you can't do it.
Loyalty comes with respect, but respect don't come
with
loyalty.
That's what we're getting.
All right, we'll ask the people. What do y'all think, folks?
Yeah, what do y'all think, people? You know, some of us, most of us will never make it on Drink Champs, but the question is always asked, and it's not the question that Hollywood Vine asks. I don't know where him and Nori are on, but pause. Respect the loyalty, people. Keep it a C note with us. I want to ask y'all a question, right? Because, you know, we be out with the homies and we be talking about a little bit of everything. One of the homies said, if he was around during slave time and he was rich, and he's a brother too, if he was rich and he had acres of land and all this, he said he would have owned slaves. Disclaimer, he said back then that was the main business. He also said that one of his reasons for it would be if you got all these acres of land, who's gonna do the work in the field, not you. He also said that he would have treated his slaves, you know, utmost, top dollar, best house, and all that. So how y'all feel about it?
I'm saying if he talking about he treated with the utmost respect, top dollar, they're not slaves, they're employees at that point. At the end of the day, a slave, even like when me and you went back for, you said slaves got paid. I looked it up. It said some slaves got paid. Right. Not everybody got paid. So if you're paying every single person in the field, and you're paying them top dollar, and you're respecting them, they're an employee. They're not a slave.
Okay. So if he just paying them regular,
if he paying whatever the slave wage was,
yeah,
he out of pocket. Because at the end of the day, if you're saying you would have slaves too, why not just get an employee? If you're a black man
who had employees, nobody had employees back then.
What you mean? People had employees. If somebody opened the store, they had somebody work the store, whatever the case may be.
Stores back then.
Yeah, whether it was if your mom owned the store and the child ran the store.
Yeah, but you're not putting the child in the field to pick cotton and all that.
But what I'm saying is, if you're paying them top dollar, that's not ain't no slave getting no top dollar and respect at the same time.
What's your thoughts on it, John?
I mean, in a perfect world, I could almost give an honest answer on that, but never.
You should give an honest
answer. Never in the day would there ever be a black slave owner that would be allowed to own slaves and have a bunch of them on a bunch of acres of land. One, that shit is mad.
So you saying we didn't have black slaves?
No, hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically speaking, and then like for us to have it, man. But if that was me, I mean, that sounds all good in theory to pay your employees at top dollar, this, that, and the third. But you know me, I'm starting a militia. We buying some gun. We not under that rule no more. What y'all outside this plantation? I'm sorry. That's my outlook on it. Yeah, we can farm and cultivate and start our own little community, but outside these lines, we're gonna have to work on, expanding. But no, that's my outlook on it. I mean, they could have looked at it as getting employees, this, that, and the third. But I would have raised everybody in that community on that acres for us to move forward.
Okay,
and
I would have had slaves. I'ma keep it a C-note with you. I would have had slaves, but listen to this, right? This is where people get so brainwashed at, right? Because when you hear slaves, you automatically think black people. Everybody was slaves. It was all type of, every race had slaves.
If you was a black man, would have had a white
But the
slave.
question is, would you have had black slaves or
That's
white
even
slaves?
more funnier.
No, that wasn't the question.
No, that's my question to you. Would you have had black slaves?
I would have had whatever I could find to do the work.
So when
for
I
me.
say slaves, I mean motherfuckers that you're not paying, working.
No, I would have paid them. I would have been one of the guys
No,
in the books that
listen,
was paying them.
Fuck with that. When I hear slaves, I'm thinking of people in the field that's not getting paid, that live on that motherfucking.
Yeah, but you can't think that because
Everybody
everybody
didn't get
wasn't
paid.
like that.
But everybody didn't get
But
paid.
everybody wasn't like that though.
But everybody
But
didn't
people
get
did
paid.
get paid.
But that's the
though.
difference
And
between a
nobody
slave.
made an issue. It wasn't like, oh, John paying his slaves, we gonna come holler at him or we gonna come smoke him. No, you did at your discretion.
end of the day-
what you wanted done.
And
man.
you a black
My
man,
whole
you
thing
think
is
you'll get away with that?
Somebody's getting paid
What do
is
you
not
mean?
a slave.
You would not get away with that as a black man having all those slaves prospering, getting money back then.
They
I'm
come
sorry,
taking
like
your
unless you made an invention like Madam C.J.
What do
Walker
you mean
and like
they
some
were-
hair grease, like
regardless, listen, y'all
No.
looking at it wrong because all they were worried about back in the day, like you would be worried about, is the production. Nobody else. If we're producing
Man,
the same,
motherfuckers got killed down the road not for what they picked, just for their color, their skin.
Time
It had
out.
nothing
Listen
to do
to
with
what
their
I'm telling
production.
you. If you're all like you saying like that, the other people that have businesses would look at you. They wouldn't kill you. They would look at you as a fool because we both have the same amount of slaves. They're both doing the same work, and you're
In the
paying them
perfect
top
world, that
dollar.
people thought honestly
And you're
genuine like
losing
that.
money. You're a fool.
People,
That's
but
how
that-
most people would have
yeah,
looked
no,
at you.
I wouldn't
bro.
have slaves. I would have employees. That's the difference.
It wasn't no employees back then.
Yes,
bro.
there was.
Ooh.
Everybody didn't fucking own the company and work the company. So if you own a company, anybody who works under you is your employee,
Right.
unless they're a slave. So therefore, I wouldn't have slaves. I would have had employees. I would have employed the black people and paid them according to whatever I could afford to pay
Now
them.
that they would have killed you for.
No, slave.
No, that they would have killed you.
Listen
I'm
to what
outta
John saying. If
this.
you had if you had a good amount of slaves in an area that's thriving, that means you're taking away from them. They're coming for you. What the fuck is you talking about?
No, it
They're
doesn't.
coming for
No,
you.
it doesn't.
You think you're gonna
still
thrive
gotta-
amongst the white people with
You
slaves?
still
No.
gotta buy the slaves. You still gotta go to the auctions to buy the slaves. So what I'm saying is, all the owners are looking at you stupid because we both got the same amount of land. You're paying them more. You're feeding them better. You're wasting more money than we. Why would we kill you?
Let me ask you the
would be
question.
stupid.
I know you heard of Black Wall Street, right? And
Right.
that was after slavery.
Right?
You know why they ran down on them?
Oklahoma.
Because they was thriving.
Mhm.
So imagine if you thrive in the slavery
That's what I'm
times. They coming for you, dog.
You know why they ran down on them?
Because they was eating by themselves. They didn't need
Because
nobody.
somebody
They was
sold
self-sufficient.
them out.
Whatever the case may be,
Let me ask y'all
they
this,
ran
right?
down on them.
Let me ask y'all this, right? Who taught y'all to hate the white man?
I don't hate the white man.
Or who taught y'all to look like this? You can't say Malcolm because before Malcolm got killed, he went on record and saying
You
that
know
the
who
stuff
started
he
the
was
Black Wall
saying.
Street?
Time
You know
out.
who
Time out.
started
No. Let's not jump
Marcus
from,
Garvey and the
let's
Black
not-
Legion, one of the tightest black groups out there.
And some people say Marcus Garvey was compromised. We don't know that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. We're gonna pick and choose and say who was compromised and not.
No.
But what I'm saying is,
So
if
we
you
pick and
follow
compromise
Mark,
with religion, too.
if you listen to anything Malcolm says, Malcolm last days he wasn't on that white man stuff. So what
I
I'm
know.
saying is,
Because he got
because
X'd out by his own
when we
folk.
hear slaves, Native Americans was slaves, Europeans was. We've had all type of slaves. But when I said slave owner, y'all instantly went to black. So to me,
no, I instantly went to. I wouldn't have slaves. I would have employees.
But when I said I would own slaves too, y'all.
You said slaves. You didn't say employees. That's a difference.
I said slaves. I said I would pay them. I would have slaves.
All right.
Y'all just
let me ask you this question: when they say jails, they pay you 50 cents an hour. Whatever
that's
it
slaves.
That's modern day slavery, right?
Yes.
That's the difference.
It's
I
the
wouldn't have slaves. I would pay you.
It's the same thing, and even with jails, because I've seen an article and it'll be on the screen where they were paying
slaves right now.
Listen, they were paying the slaves bad, but they said some of the slaves that was getting paid, I think it equaled out to like $2,000 a month. A nigga in jail ain't never gonna get paid.
I doubt that.
Ain't no fucking $2,000. Why? Why would you even have a slave if you can be able to pay them up to $2,000 a month?
It'll be on the screen now. It'll be on the screen. If it was a month, a year, what I'm saying is, even if you say a year, a dude in jail don't make $2,000 a year.
Slave didn't get paid. Though.
Nobody in jail today makes $2,000 in a year just working on the jail. That's what I'm saying.
Nobody in jail is going to work a job and not get paid.
You need to show me somebody that made $20 a week or even $2,000. Oh,
nah, they was making.
I need to show.
They were making sense back then.
Okay, but
they were making
sense
sense
my
back
point.
then.
If you work in jail and you work a job, you're gonna get paid.
Right.
And makes you, even though it's modern day slavery, but
that's
you're still
what I'm
getting paid. Every slave didn't get paid.
You keep saying every slave. I'm talking about the ones that did get paid.
But how can you only talk about ones that didn't get paid, and leave out the ones who didn't get paid?
Because I'm saying I would have had slaves as well, and I would have paid them. Because y'all are trying to make it look like, if you would have paid them top dollar, they would have killed you. I don't think that's the case.
No, if you would have paid them top dollar, they wouldn't be fucking slaves. It would be employees.
I think
that's
the whole situation you would have got killed. To be honest, that's just me.
Well, why wasn't black slave owners getting killed back then?
Because they probably
why wasn't the slave owners that was paying they slaves? Why wasn't they killed?
Because they were white.
I would love somebody if anybody can drop a black plantation down. Let me know of a black plantation owned. Plantation.
So you're saying it was no black
slave owners
that
paid? No. I know that black people lived on there. There was black house niggas that might have got paid. I don't know.
We're not talking about what I'm saying is y'all saying there was no black people that owned slaves.
No, we didn't say that.
We
said that paid. Do you know there was a Black Wall Street before there was a Black Wall Street in North Carolina? And you know what happened to that? The same fucking thing. When they see black people thriving, burn that shit down.
I just think y'all have been brainwashed.
No, you tripping. You would have had slaves.
What do you mean? Because y'all hear slaves, y'all hear slaves, and y'all automatically, just like with slaves, y'all. People will say the white man this, the white man. When slavery was over, Native Americans still owned slaves for years. Nobody knocks them. Nobody makes it.
Listen,
but what I'm saying is brainwashed.
I'm not enslaving anybody.
Egyptians had slaves.
I'm just saying, Native, everybody had slaves. Europeans had slaves. Everybody had slaves. But
at that time, when white folks were kind of like, America. No, you were not doing that. That's just my.
So let me ask you this though, right before we go to the next topic, right? Because I've read articles that I found interesting, because we talk about people getting taken from Africa, but what about them villages over there where they had tribe leaders and everything? You telling me they didn't have slaves over Africa?
I said yes.
The tribes.
Yes.
Okay then.
Yes. And I believe that there were black people here way before Columbus got here. And when you talk about the Native Americans, you actually talk about blacks.
I'm saying I'm not having slaves. If I got people
working
for me,
I respect what you're saying.
So
what I'm saying is, if it's tomato, what I'm saying is, Vito.
No, that's not tomato. It's not the same thing.
Let me ask you this, right? You got slaves and Bob Joe got slaves down the street. He paying them 10 cents a day. You paying them 10 cents a day. Both employees, right? What's the difference?
The difference is if we're both paying them the same thing, either the slaves or the employees, they both can't be the same thing. A slave and an employee is not the same thing.
If you're paying them, don't that make...
No. A slave is somebody who's working is not getting fucking paid. If you're getting paid, I don't give a fuck what you talking about.
So what I'm saying is,
no longer.
so what I'm saying is the guys that what you're saying is the guys that owned slaves back then and were paying them. Those guys weren't slaves; they were employees.
Yeah.
Okay, and how you feel about that?
What makes you a fucking slave? Not getting paid.
I would have to see receipts and paperwork on that because I just don't believe it. That's just my personal opinion.
What don't you believe?
I mean,
that people were getting paid.
No, but us being able to thrive and have like just the idea of us having slaves back then during those times, like absolutely not. Not one. No, I don't see it at all in the South at all. And then, like, you damn sure ain't getting away with
you
that
don't
shit
see it or you don't want to see it.
No,
it's
I
a
don't.
difference.
Not that I don't want to see it. I see.
No, I'm just asking.
I don't turn the other cheek. I don't mind. Seeing
All right,
it.
listen. I just looked up the definition of slave. It says a person who is legal property of another and is forced to obey them.
Right.
So that's the difference. If I own you, I don't have to fucking pay you. If I pay you, I don't fucking own you. Just come to me and you work and I pay you. I don't fucking
if you
own
live on my property,
that don't mean
I
own
paid
you.
for you. I'm giving you a
that makes
little
you a
bit of money.
slave. I'm not going out and paying for nobody.
Wow.
Like, yo, you want to come work this job? Work the field? Yeah. I'm not going out and paying for nobody. That means you own. That's your property.
The only way you was getting slaves back then is if you was going to the auctions.
That's you.
Bro.
I'm not going to get slaves.
Oh yeah. Who you?
Overseer?
Oh yeah, Vito would have been different. He would have been all in the history. But what's your thoughts, people? I was out one night with the fellas. My man said that if he had money back in the slave days, if he had acres of land, he would have been a slave owner too. Disclaimer, he said he would have paid them well and all of that. Keep it to see know how you feel about it.
Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.